House Speaker Greg Stumbo testifying today on the minimum wage bill. Coming up, hear about a substitute bill that was discussed in the committee. With a Democrat-controlled House on the line, voters today choosing 4 new state representatives during the special election. The latest on that ahead. Nike is suspending its longtime relationship with tennis player Maria Sharapova during an investigation into her failed drug test. We'll look at what's next for her coming up.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam Dick and Amber Philpott reporting. Lawmakers in Frankfort today debating a higher minimum wage.
House Speaker Greg Stumbo testified before the House Appropriations and Revenue Committee about the proposal. As WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us, Stumbo says it will help thousands of Kentuckians. It's our top story at 4:30.
Speaker Greg Stumbo testifying today in front of a House committee on the bill that he says impacts around 26,000 Kentuckians. House Bill 278, when first filed, asking for an increase to the minimum wage to $10.10 over a period of 3 years.
There's a lot of confusion about the minimum wage bill as it was originally drafted. The opponents would say, well, you're jumping it suddenly to $10.10 an hour. That wasn't true.
Speaker Stumbo explaining to do away with that confusion, a committee substitute is now in place, making this bill just a one-year deal, increasing minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $8.20.
They're not high school kids anymore. They're working mothers. They're people who are working 2 or 3 jobs to make it, so this gives them some relief.
The bill also raising the threshold small businesses have to meet annually to fall under minimum wage requirements. The current level set back in 1976 is $95,000. This bill would raise that up to $500,000.
To make sure that mom and pops, those grossing less than $500,000 a year, $500,000, would not be affected by this particular act.
The bill also including a gender equality provision. After hearing Speaker Stumbo explain this all, the bill was passed by the House Appropriations and Revenue Committee. Now Stumbo says he believes this bill has a good chance in the full House with bipartisan support. In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
If made into law, this would be the first increase for the state's minimum wage since 2009.
Police are searching for a gas station robber. Lexington police say a man wearing a mask pulled a gun on the clerk at the Speedway on Versailles Road just before 3 this morning. We're told the robber had a dark hoodie on with camo on the hood and the pocket. Police believe the man has robbed that store before. We have a crime tracker report ahead on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. Several thousand voters in this state still have time to head to the polls this afternoon. 4 special legislative elections could make history in the state house.
The fate of the last legislative chamber in the South, still controlled by Democrats, is at stake. WKYT's Mark Barber is in the Masterson Station area of Lexington with more on today's races.
Republican voters tell me they see this special election as their chance to shift power away from Democrats, who are trying to hold on to their razor-thin majority in the House.
We're, concerned about passing a budget that's going to be solvent and, financially responsible, and having a Republican candidate win could, put that in that favor.
Julie Allen says if Republicans win all 4 open seats in the House today, the governor would likely get the votes he needs to pass his proposed budget cuts. Other voters say they aren't voting along party lines. They're voting on the issues.
The particular candidate that I'm voting for has a strong belief in our local school systems and is going to allocate more money for that. That's really important for me with little ones. 2
of today's 4 races are in central Kentucky. Voters in parts of Scott, Fayette, and Owen County are deciding who will represent the 62nd district. Voters in Boyle and Casey County are choosing the candidate who will represent the 54th district. If Republicans sweep today's election, they will split power with Democrats in the House.
These races might be as important, if not more important, than the presidential caucus that we had over the weekend.
Voters have until 6 tonight to choose our next 4 representatives. Shortly after that, we should begin to get an idea of whether there will be a change in the balance of power in Frankfort. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
There are two other special elections in western and northern Kentucky. Republican Walker Thomas is taking on Democrat Jeff Taylor for House District 8. In northeastern Kentucky, Republican Tony Quillen is taking on Democrat Lou Nichols for the open seat in House District 98. It is another day of above average temperatures here in the Bluegrass with a lot of sunshine out there.
I like your idea about taking the newscast outside.
Yeah.
We should have thought of that earlier. We could see record highs, according to our friend over here, by the end of the week. Is that right?
We're going to flirt with them over the next couple of days. Upper 70s are the records. We're at least going to be into that 75 to 77 degree range in a parts of the area as we go into Wednesday and Thursday, especially those areas that keep enough sunshine. Did someone say sunshine? Let's look outside. Kentucky weather cams picking up on mainly sunshiny skies for the better part of the day. Notice on that Lexington cam a little bit in the way of some clouds wandering on in. Hang in there. That little bank of clouds fast moving on through the area. We'll have the sun returning shortly. Most areas, though, 70 to 75 degrees, 76 right now into Prestonsburg. Eastern Kentucky, don't be surprised at some point tomorrow and or Thursday if we don't see an 80-degree temperature reading showing up before all is said and done. If you're out this evening, we're going to drop it into the low and mid 60s by 9 o'clock. We'll hang around 60 right on through 11 this evening with a partly cloudy sky. Here we go with that little bank of fast-moving clouds right on top of central Kentucky. That'll scoot on through the area. Near records over the next few days. Scattered storms then kick into high gear, and we're going to dodge some weekend storms. We'll track those when I come back in a few.
Chris, thank you. Nike says it is suspending its relationship with Maria Sharapova. It's the latest fallout for the tennis superstar. She admitted yesterday to failing a drug test.
The announcement sent shockwaves through the sports world. Allie LaForce has more on what's next for Sharapova.
I take great responsibility and professionalism in my job every single day, and I made a huge mistake.
Maria Sharapova admitted on Monday to testing positive for the drug meldonium at this year's Australian Open.
I've let my fans down. I've let the sport down.
The former world #1 said she had been taking the substance for a decade to treat numerous health issues. The World Anti-Doping Agency banned meldonium on January 1st.
I received a letter on December 22nd and a link to a button where you can press to see the prohibited items for 2016, and I did not look at that list.
It's very difficult to understand how no one on her team would have made a point to look at that list.
Manufactured in Latvia, meldonium is intended to treat patients with heart problems and is not approved for use in the United States. WKYT says it banned the drug because of evidence of its use by athletes with the intention of enhancing performance. Russian-born Sharapova is a tennis powerhouse, winning 5 Grand Slam titles, matched by lucrative endorsement deals from companies including Nike, Tiffany, and Porsche. Critics say Sharapova's response raises questions, both for Sharapova and the sport.
To have her out of the picture, out of the scene for even 6 months or a year would be quite devastating for women's tennis.
Sharapova is the world's highest paid female athlete.
Graceland Auction says it is planning an auction of Muhammad Ali memorabilia. The auction house based in Memphis says the auction of items associated with the 74-year-old former boxing champ will take place this fall in the United States. An exact location has not been disclosed. Fans and collectors will be able to participate in this auction in person and online. The 37th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade and Festival will be held this weekend in downtown Lexington. The all-day celebration begins at 8 in the morning Saturday with the 10th Shamrock Shuffle to benefit Habitat for Humanity. At 11 a.m., it's the annual Blessing of the Keg at Cheapside Park, and that's followed by the parade at 1.
UK fans are gearing up for a big week in Nashville for the SEC Championship.
Sounds like a party. Deanne Stevens is out and about with some fans at Street Craves by UK's campus with more on how they're getting ready. Hey, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We're here at Street Craves, and I have to make sure that these two guys here stay in front of me because I never know what they're going to do behind me. Ryan Lim and Matt Jones from KSR did their show here earlier today and preparing for a big week in Nashville. You guys taking the show on the road this week.
Yeah, it's rare that Ryan gets to leave state lines, but we're going to Nashville for the UK games. Very excited about that. The SEC tournament, always my favorite week of the year. Looking forward to it.
I think we have some fans here. Anybody going to Nashville with us? Yeah. I don't think they should be allowed in Nashville if that's all we get. Anybody going to Nashville with us? It's a little more like it, is it?
Yeah, you got to practice these things with folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, that Broadway gets amped up with people the whole time, and we enjoy it. And I think Kentucky's probably going to win the tournament.
Well, I think so too. We want to bring that tournament home for with us. But let's talk about what we're doing. Ryan Lemon, get over here. Friday morning, KSR show, Officer Don and Deanne. We're doing this big partnership. Tom Leach, everybody's going to be at the Tin Roof in Nashville. That's where we want you to be too. You said you got buttons. Is that all you got?
Well, we're giving buttons away. We're also giving away the best entertainment ever, and you get to meet Deanne in person.
Oh, wow.
And she may even let you take a picture if you don't look creepy.
You are too much. And Ryan Lemon said he's bringing breakfast for Officer Don and I and some other treats. We're giving T-shirts and all kinds of goodies away.
Friday's a big day, and I just got breaking news. Can I tell you the breaking news?
Please do.
The line started today to get in Tin Roof on Friday for all these shows for you guys.
And that is Tin Roof in Nashville, by the way. We hope you will come be a part of all of the fun happening in Nashville for SEC tournament. And of course, if you can't be there, we're going to bring it all to you right there, the comfort of your own home. I'm Deanne Stevens. Uh-oh, it's getting a little creepy. Out and about with these guys. Back to you guys.
Deanne, thank you. HBO has released the poster for its upcoming documentary about a 2014 stabbing called Beware the Slender Man. The film centers on the stabbing of a 12-year-old girl by two other girls to allegedly impress the fictional character Slender Man in Wisconsin. The director reportedly got exclusive access to the families of both girls charged with the crime. The documentary will screen at South by the Southwest on Friday before showing up on HBO.
The legendary rock band AC/DC says its frontman Brian Johnson is at risk of going deaf. The AC/DC website says that doctors told him to stop touring right away or he may completely lose his hearing. The group says it will postpone some of its upcoming U.S. tour dates. The band also says it will probably make up the shows with a guest vocalist, but there's no word who that singer might be. AC/DC is known for its high-energy rock and roll that pushes the volume as high as it can go. Johnson has been with the band since 1980.
One of the former wives of Donald Trump will be competing in Dancing with the Stars. 52-year-old Marla Maples was announced as one of the celebrity contestants Tuesday on Good Morning America. Maples married Trump in 1993. They separated in 97 before divorcing in 1999. A Big Bang Theory star premiering a new comedy, and there's some big news for Dolly Parton fans.
Suzanne Marquez has your eye on entertainment.
Dolly Parton is hitting the road.
How do you like my car?
The 70-year-old country music Hall of Famer announced her first major North American tour in more than 25 years. Called Pure and Simple, the 60-city tour will feature material from her new double album of the same name, as well as from her decades of hits. Tour dates are expected soon.
I'm here on the red carpet for the premiere of The Bronze, featuring one of the cast members of The Big Bang Theory.
Melissa Rauch's co-stars from the CBS sitcom came out to support her. Rauch, who co-wrote the film, plays a faded gymnastics star who reluctantly coaches her town's new talent.
I'm not a coach, I'm a star. I was on Dancing with the Stars. It's not called Dancing with the Coaches.
I still can't believe we're here. I thought maybe we'd make a movie and maybe watch it at my parents' house. So the fact that it's coming out in theaters is just beyond my wildest dreams.
The Bronze opens March 18th. And in New York, Sally Field premiered her latest film, Hello, My Name is Doris. The two-time Oscar winner stars as a 60-something who falls for a much younger colleague.
I'm so sorry.
Did that on purpose, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did. Doris?
Field called the role good fun.
It's such a unique character with such a unique tale.
Hello, My Name is Doris opens nationwide Friday. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
So much for winter. I mean, say goodbye to all that cold stuff.
See you later. Don't come back, Chris Bailey. Not you, the weather. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? On a day like this, I'll just wave goodbye and just head on out the door. Beautiful conditions out there. Don't quite think we're completely done with winter just yet, but you know what? Who cares at this moment? Temperatures are into the 70s across the entire area. 70 to 75 degrees. That little bank of some clouds on top of Lexington dropping our temperature, where the sun is back out now into Frankfort. 74, 75 Jackson, where we can see some buds now showing up on the trees into southeastern Kentucky. Everywhere you're going to start now to see the buds beginning to pop out on those trees, and some blooms coming up as well. Here's that little bank of some clouds we were just talking about right on top of central Kentucky. That's knocked the temperature down here at the station to 70 degrees as well. That's the whole clouds versus sun thing, but we're going to warm it up even more so over the next few days. We'll track that when I come back a little later on. Right now, let's get a check on traffic with Officer Don.
Live look outside Lexington rush hour traffic and traffic flow to start things off. Outbound Harrodsburg Road approaching the crossover. We're keeping an eye on that this afternoon, and nothing unusual happening there. Clays Mill still looks good with the slowest traffic approaching the circle, and the wreck at Manowar and Richmond Road finally cleared. So a little slow there still, but it looks like at least we're moving through both in and outbound. Drive times this afternoon. We're okay outbound toward Nicholasville. About 15 minutes, a little longer than usual. 16 minutes to Georgetown. Paris, about 20, and Winchester is taking 26 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
A new species in the sea, the mystery machine, goes on a high-speed chase, and a driver gets grilled. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
A new species of octopus is floating on the ocean's floor. Scientists discovered the near-transparent octopod while on a deep-sea dive near Hawaii. Researchers believe the 8-armed ghostopus, nicknamed Casper by social media, lacks pigment cells. Another unique feature, its suckers are all in one row instead of 2 on each arm.
Is this 12 on Velma or Daphne? I think it's on Scooby.
The mystery machine was involved in a high-speed police chase in California this weekend. No, it wasn't Shaggy or Fred either. The driver made a run for it during a routine probation check. She eventually abandoned the mystery machine and vanished, just like one of the ghouls from the cartoon series. That's pretty funny right there.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Police in Northwest Illinois had a lot of questions for the driver of this car. Take a look at the video from the police officer's dash cam. There's a tree. Look at that. Sticking right in the grill of the woman's car. And here's another view of the car. Police posted the video and pictures on Facebook. It's generated, as you can imagine, a lot of attention. As for the driver, she told police she didn't remember striking the tree. She's now charged with drunk driving, which is no laughing matter.
Yeah.
But yes, that's, well, at least it was a tree and not something a lot worse.
Yeah.
But not good.
Well, on that note, please stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock.